From orbit, the Amazon appears mapped. Yet beneath its clouds and immense canopy, entire landscapes remain difficult to see, not because they are imaginary, but because the forest resists every simple view. The treetops form a living roof. In many places, that roof is layered, tangled, and so dense that the ground disappears beneath leaves, vines, shadows, and decades of growth. Below, daylight becomes fragmented. Sound travels farther than sight. Trails close behind travelers, and a few meters of vegetation can erase the horizon completely. This is one reason the Amazon has inspired legends. But its greatest mysteries are not supernatural. They are geological, biological, archaeological, and profoundly human. The question is not whether a mythical city waits behind every tree. The real question is how one of Earth's largest regions can still conceal so much verified history. To understand that hidden world, we must begin with scale, because in the Amazon, distance itself becomes a form of secrecy. The basin extends across a vast portion of South America, gathering water from the Andes and carrying it through forests, wetlands, and plains toward the Atlantic. Its river system is not a single blue line on a map. It is a branching world of channels, lakes, islands, floodplains, and seasonal passages that can transform the landscape. In the wet season, rivers can rise into the forest. Paths vanish, trees stand in dark water, and familiar ground becomes an inland sea. Months later, the water retreats. Sandbars reappear, banks widen, and new routes open where boats once moved between branches. The forest therefore has more than one geography. There is the land seen in the dry months, and another, temporary world created by the flood. Near Manaus, dark waters from the Rio Negro meet the sediment-rich Solimões. For kilometers, the two currents travel beside each other before fully mixing. That visible boundary is only one reminder that Amazonian rivers carry different temperatures, sediments, chemistries, and histories. Far below the surface, water also moves through vast layers of sediment. Popular stories call this a second underground river, but scientists describe a broad, extremely slow subsurface flow. Even the sky becomes part of the system. Trees release enormous quantities of moisture, helping build clouds and recycle rainfall across the basin. The Amazon does not simply receive weather. Through evaporation, transpiration, and storms, the forest helps create the conditions that sustain it. Those clouds also hide the ground from satellites. For decades, some areas produced few clear images because storms and persistent cloud cover repeatedly blocked the view. Modern mapping combines years of observations, radar, fieldwork, and computing. Yet even a perfect surface map cannot easily reveal what lies beneath the leaves. A normal photograph records the canopy. LiDAR sends laser pulses downward, measuring the ground through tiny gaps between branches and reconstructing the terrain below. When archaeologists remove the digital layer of vegetation, lines appear, raised roads, platforms, ditches, canals, and shapes too regular to be accidental. The technology has not created these places. It has allowed modern researchers to see landscapes that indigenous societies built centuries before European arrival. For generations, the Amazon was often described as a nearly untouched wilderness with soils too poor to support large or organized populations. Archaeology has made that picture far more complicated. The forest was never empty, and many areas were shaped by long histories of settlement, cultivation, and management. One clue is terra preta, dark, fertile soil enriched over generations by human activity, charcoal, food remains, pottery, and deliberate management. These dark earths are not treasure maps to a single lost empire. They are evidence of repeated occupation and sophisticated ways of improving difficult tropical soils. Elsewhere, geometric ditches form circles, squares, and long enclosures. Many became visible only after modern clearing exposed patterns once protected by forest. Their exact functions varied. Some may have framed ceremonial spaces, settlements, or boundaries. What remains clear is that they required planning, labor, and shared purpose. In Bolivia's Llanos de Mojos, LiDAR revealed a network associated with the Casarebe culture, which flourished roughly between the 6th and 15th centuries. Two major sites contained enormous platforms, civic ceremonial architecture, and conical earthen structures rising above an engineered landscape. Raised roads connected central places to smaller settlements. In a flooded environment, those causeways were more than routes. They were infrastructure built against water. Canals and reservoirs reveal another layer of organization. People were not merely adapting to the wetlands. They were redesigning movement, storage, and access across them. The scale challenged a long assumption that tropical lowlands could not sustain urban forms. Researchers now describe the Casarebe pattern as low-density tropical urbanism. This was not a city in the modern sense. Homes, gardens, ceremonial centers, and managed spaces were spread across a connected regional system. Farther north in Ecuador's Upano Valley, fieldwork and LiDAR revealed another ancient network of platforms, roads, fields, and settlements extending across the landscape. Some communities there were established around the beginning of the Common Era and endured for centuries, creating what researchers call garden urbanism. The phrase matters. These places were urban without becoming seas of stone. Their structure depended on gardens, earthworks, pathways, and relationships with living vegetation. Across the basin, new surveys continue to reveal fortified villages, ceremonial earthworks, riverine sites, and shaped hills beneath the canopy. A 2023 study used LiDAR samples and predictive modeling to suggest that thousands, possibly more than 10,000, earthworks may still remain undocumented. That estimate is not a promise that every hidden shape is a city. It is a scientific model showing how little of the basin has been surveyed at sufficient detail. Discovery therefore arrives slowly. A pattern on a scan must be checked against soil, artifacts, dates, local knowledge, and the landscape itself. The forest hides history, but it also preserves it. Roots can disturb structures, while vegetation protects earthworks from wind and direct exposure for centuries. The result is a paradox. Some ruins survive precisely because they are difficult to find, while the act of exposing them can place them at risk. This is why the Amazon cannot be treated as an empty stage for outsiders. The landscapes being studied are connected to living peoples, territories, and memories. Among them are peoples who maintain no permanent contact with surrounding national society. Isolation is not evidence that they are frozen in the past. It can reflect deliberate choices, historical violence, disease, displacement, and the need to defend autonomy in remote territories. Brazil's protection policy seeks to confirm presence and defend land without forcing contact. Monitoring may rely on distant signs, overflights, and guarded territorial bases. The principle is restraint. Contact can introduce diseases to populations with extreme immunological vulnerability and can destroy the very safety that distance provides. In 2025, Brazil's Indigenous Agency reported more than 100 records of isolated peoples nationwide, most of them in the Amazon, with only part formally confirmed. Numbers change as evidence is studied. More important than counting is recognizing that these communities are not mysteries to be pursued for entertainment. Their territories are homes. Their lack of contact is not an invitation. In this part of the story, the most ethical discovery may be knowing when not to approach. The Amazon's biological unknowns are equally real. Its canopy, rivers, soils, and flooded forests contain habitats that remain difficult to sample consistently. A species may live only on one ridge, in one tributary, inside bromeliads, beneath leaf litter, or high in branches rarely reached by researchers. Many organisms are known first to local and indigenous communities long before they receive a scientific name in a museum or journal. Scientific discovery does not mean a creature had no history. It means one system of classification has only recently documented it. Recent expeditions have continued to identify new mammals, fish, amphibians, and insects. sometimes even in landscapes already influenced by roads and settlements. That fact changes the meaning of unexplored. Unknown life may exist not only in the deepest wilderness, but in overlooked fragments close to human activity. The rivers may hide the largest surprises. Murky water, submerged forests, and enormous seasonal changes make aquatic surveys difficult across thousands of tributaries. Some fish migrate across immense distances. Others may occupy a single rapid system or isolated headwater, making them vulnerable before science fully understands them. At night, another forest emerges. Insects dominate the soundscape. Nocturnal mammals move through branches, and eyes reflect briefly before vanishing into darkness. Researchers must work through heat, rain, insects, unstable ground, river currents, and distances that turn simple equipment failures into serious problems. Navigation can depend on river knowledge that is learned over years, reading currents, submerged logs, seasonal channels, and weather before it becomes visible. The most dramatic dangers are often ordinary: infection, dehydration, storms, accidents, lost communication, and the inability to reach help quickly. And today, remoteness offers no guarantee of protection. Roads, mining, logging, fire, and illegal incursions can reach places once buffered by distance. Satellite technology that reveals damage can also support protection. The same eyes that map clearing can help communities document threats and defend territory. This creates a difficult balance. Mapping can uncover knowledge, but detailed location data can also expose archaeological sites, rare species, and vulnerable communities. Not every coordinate should become public. In the Amazon, responsible science sometimes requires revealing the pattern while protecting the precise place. The forest's apparent wildness also contains human legacies in the distribution of useful trees, soils, paths, and managed habitats. Researchers increasingly understand the Amazon not as a choice between nature and civilization, but as a long conversation between people, water, soil, and forest. That conversation did not produce one empire or one uniform culture. It produced many societies, each adapting to different rivers, forests, savannas, and historical pressures. Some places became monumental centers. Others remained small communities connected by exchange, kinship, seasonal movement, and shared knowledge of the landscape. European conquest, enslavement, epidemics, and colonial expansion shattered many of those networks, leaving landscapes that later observers misread as timeless emptiness. The ruins did not vanish. Roads softened into ridges. Ditches filled with leaves. Gardens became forest. Memory survived in soils, species, and oral traditions. Now, every new scan forces a larger question. How much of what appears natural is also historical? And how much history remains unread beneath living vegetation? The answer will not come from technology alone. LiDAR can reveal shape, but people, excavation, dating, ecology, and indigenous knowledge give those shapes meaning. Nor should discovery become a race. The Amazon is not valuable because outsiders have finally noticed it. Its worlds were already known, inhabited, and defended. What remains unknown is still enormous. Undocumented earthworks, undescribed species, poorly mapped waters, unstudied languages, and histories carried by living communities. But the final mystery is not simply what the forest hides. It is whether humanity can learn without destroying, map without invading, and discover without claiming. Beneath the Amazon canopy lies no single lost world. There are thousands of worlds, natural, ancient, and living, layered across the same immense landscape. And as the river disappears into mist, one truth remains. The Amazon is not empty, not fully known, and not finished revealing its past.